Bladed Articles.
Hello and welcome to Bladed Articles. This week I have been using a Kizer, and to be more specific, it has been a Kizer Sheepdog Mini, and this is in VG10, and unfortunately this is not the correct box for it, but it is the same box, same, but not exactly the same knife inside. So this says black G10, I have got the blue G10. However, it is still VG10 and it is a V3488A3, not A1. Anyway, this was where it was purchased from, which I have had a look. However, I probably should have translated the website, but they do sell knives and all of that sort of jazz. Anyway, so I bought this in the bundle that, if you've watched my previous two videos with the Rat 1 and the Rat 2, then that came in with this bundle here. So I paid £45 for this one. They are discontinued as far as I'm aware in the VG10 format. However, I think I found a couple of websites selling the Blade Steel 154 in this mini sheepdog anyway. So just a brief overview of the box, really nothing to it apart from obviously the logo and the information. So into the box we go. And we have usual Kizer pamphlets. We have also got 20% off Tangram, which is their budget line or entry level line, I think. I don't know if they're still doing that, I haven't actually checked. And some more Kizer knives, which is always good, everybody likes knives. And here is the Kizer pamphlet, just a few nice black and white pictures of obviously how they do things over at Kizer. And then on the back side you have got the slightly more important information, which is over here, which is the warranty, and just a little bit more. Feel free to pause it if you fancy having a look, but we are going to move on because everybody wants to see the knife rather than the paperwork. So you also get in here a nice Kizer polishing cloth, and it is not huge. However, it's enough to clean the blade, so it's a fair size and a lovely touch, especially on a knife that cost only around about £50 brand new. What am I doing? Obviously you want to see the knife, you don't want to... this is a bugger to get out from the clips. So it's got two little nodules in there, which is a pain in the ass to put in and out. However, it keeps the knife secure, which is always good, especially during transportation. Right, here we have it. This is the Kizer Mini Sheepdog in VG10 and G10 blue scales. So on to the second point, which I've already told you. These are G10 blue scales, and they are on the reverse as well as the show side. So you don't get any lanyard hole, unfortunately, which I might see if I can make one in there, because it shouldn't be too difficult. Just have to drill a hole through obviously both of those, shouldn't be a problem. And you don't get any jimping on here, unfortunately, which kind of is a bit of a downside for me, because I do like my jimping, especially when you're using your knife like so and you're holding it and you just need something to rest it on. It hasn't even got a thumb ramp, so it has slid down there for me a couple of times, which is a little bit of annoyance. However, yeah, it is what it is. And also there is no jimping on the liner lock on here, so when I try to pop it in, unfortunately I have to use my nail every single time, because it just slips over when I use my finger, because they're usually full of shit if I'm being honest. So anyway, on to the third point, which is the carry style, and unfortunately this is only tip up right-handed carry only. You cannot change that at all. However, it doesn't bother me because I am right-handed obviously, so it's not too bad. And there isn't really a hot spot on the clip either. There is a little bit down here where it does meet right at the edge of the scale. I can feel that, however it's not an annoyance, and you can get a 3-finger grip. However, this one is just doing obviously what it does best and stays free. But the ergos for it are actually really rather nice, for considering the actual size of it. it's not too bad at all, because you can choke up really nicely up in here and proper get using it. So onto the blade, which is VG10, as I have said. There we go, VG10. So what happened is that I got this obviously from, this was from second hand, and I did try a shaving test on it and it didn't pop anything. Now that's unusual for VG10, so what I did is I went ahead and sharpened it until it was shaving sharp, and I have used it this week on that front. So it's given you and me a fair observation of obviously how the edge retention is on the VG10. So this has been through cardboard packaging, endless amounts of it. We've had rope, we've had paracord, foam, all the usual stuff. A little bit of wood I think this week as well, and is there anything else? Oh, bit of food as well. Yeah, we used a bit of food we used this for a bit of food, sorry, I should say. So it has been through its fair dues, and we shall see if it is still shaving sharp later on in the video. So let's now have a look at the centering and the lock. So in the centering, this is, let's see, it is to me slightly off to the left. However, it is not rubbing and it doesn't hinder its performance, no scratching, etc. So it's not too much of a bother. However, I probably will just tighten it up, see if I can get that absolutely dead center. And the locking mechanism you are looking at is a liner lock, obviously without that jimping, which I will sort out, and I will put my own on there because it is getting annoying and I have to use a nail every time, like I said. Let's have a look at the length. We will go for the cutting edge first, and the cutting edge is coming in from my angle of the dangle at just over 6 centimeters. I'd call that 6.2 centimeters, and the overall length, actually put it around that way again because you're a friggin' donut, you don't know what you're doing. Right, here we go. So point to point you are looking at just over 15.5, so 15.6 centimeters overall length. And on the closed formation, again, point to point, or furthest point to furthest point, looking at literally 9 centimeters bang on. So on to the screw size, and we shall go for the regular, which is the T8 on the pivot, and let's have a looky. Lovely and snug in there. So like I said, that is a T8, and you only need the one because they very kindly removed the other, which I also like about this knife. So let's have a look at these ones at the back here. I think they are going to be a T6, and they are. It's 1, it's 2, 3, 4, and I think these are, yeah, 5 and 6. So 2 on the pocket clip, 2 on each side are all a T6. Now on to the logos. So you get nothing on the scales, unfortunately, but you do however get Kizer on the front, on the show side, with the VG10 and the model, which is the A3, like I said right at the beginning. And then on the back here as well, this is also the model, which is a CO1C, and you also get Sheepdog Knives logo on there as well. And the reason you get Sheepdog Knives logo on there as well is because the designer for this is none other than Chris Conaway at Sheepdog Knives, so that makes sense why his logo is obviously on there. So let's now go on to the hair pop, and let me just see. We'll have a look-see, see if we can pull any hairs off. I'm pretty sure there was some on there. Oh, there's like one. Damn, I suck at shaving. Or I've got no hairs. One or the other. Either way. We literally have no hairs. Where are we? Let's go here. There we go. That's better. Pop, 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 pop. Beautiful. So there we go. As you can see, the UVG10 has held up its course in the weekly test, which I didn't doubt at all, because it's VG10. Very nice on the edge retention. So I will just grab a few more knives just for the size comparison for you. We have got the Wee Knife 609, I think. Yeah, 609. And a rat, obviously for your viewing pleasure, so you can see. So it is, in terms of scales, quite close to the rat 2. However, blade length wise, obviously the rat 2 takes it, and this big one was just for size preference, because it is obviously the biggest I know. And let's try it up against a Civivi Elementum. Again, very close on both the scales and on the blade length. However, it is still a little stubbier just because of that sheepsfoot cleaver style blade. But there we have a few, obviously, what's the word? Few size comparisons. There we go for you. So just to help you along, you know, because I'm nice like that, and help people and all that jazz. Right. So anyway, overall, I am really digging this. The only downside is obviously that jimping that I mentioned in here. If I'm being honest, if it had that in there and a lanyard hole, this would be hands down one of my favorite knives of all time. It is just so easy to use, easy to flip, and it is running on ball bearings, so very nice action and lock up, and it hasn't failed me. Very sturdy, and I'm just really digging it. It's not as good as the Elementum in my opinion, just because of the jimping, and the flipping action is slightly better on the Elementum, slightly smoother, but it is darn close, and it's got a nice big flipper tab on there that you can't miss at all. So overall, I am digging it, and for 50 quid, well, I paid 45, it is an absolutely stonking deal in my opinion anyway. So thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.